So, the kingdom of Jirhan was formed by an alliance of various human tribes in their war against elvenkind. After their victory in this now unknown war, they expanded across the continent of Ansor, conquering those that were too weak to stand against them and forming alliances with those that could match them. Eventually, they came into contact with the continent of Nazra, who, 738 years ago, began what was called the Terridant War. The end result of this war ended with the Jirhan military being almost completely obliterated. With this, they changed to a more diplomatic mindset, causing alliances, trade routes, until eventually they made it back to the power that they once were. It is now 738 years after the end of the Terridant War. Many of the various clans in the Gilgamesh Horde still rage. The Jirhan Empire is still standing strong, and for now, the kingdoms of Dra and Great Worm are on an uneasy ceasefire. We begin in the small town of Terridant's Crossing. Not the true Terridant's Crossing, which was reclaimed by nature over 400 years ago. So, inside a small tavern, a dwarf is running around very quickly, passing out various foods and drinks to those that are there waiting. It is the early morning. In the winter, there is a deep mist outside. As this dwarf walks about, he comes up to a half-elf and a... I've completely forgotten your race. Frickin', I fucked it up already. Two individuals. Blaze and... once again, I will get the names eventually. And Tori, I think it is. I'll get the names eventually. And Tori, go ahead and describe your characters to the rest of the people here.
So, Evelyn Moonlight Montgomery is a lovely little elf. Very short, not all that tall. She has light blue hair, very pale skin, usually blushing, and big round pink tinted glasses. Wearing a gray sweater with a red cross on it and a very long blue skirt. Think very old-fashioned schoolgirl skirts from Japan.
And Blaze, yourself? Or have you finished with the...
Hello. And here we have the totally not hero of this campaign, Delphin Cross. He is a lightly tanned, rather short, half-elf male, stands only at 5'4", with a natural red head, and these deep emerald green eyes. He usually wears upon his head a feathered cap, along with a traditional long coat to go with it, almost to give him the appearance of a duelist. However, a duelist he is not. More of a lover than a fighter. The coat is more for show, and houses a rather bright inside, which he will sometimes spread out or even invert when performing with his lute, such as his bardly talents allow him to.
Alright, so...
Side note, you can find pictures of them in the art stuff area.
Yay!
Yep.
So, again, I'll have to keep eventually getting the names here. Bear with me. So, Evelyn and Delsin, as you are sitting there, the innkeeper that you know as Greg, a very large beard, bald head, and rose-red cheeks, Walter goes, "Ah, here you go, lads," and places down a plate adorned with various salted meats and a very large amount of fish. along with several 2 mugs filled with ale. You go ahead and get up now, right? And he walks back towards where his counter is. He watches. He goes, collects a single platter and another mug, and walks over to a further table over to your left. Peach, go ahead and describe your character.
Okay. I was thinking about this, and then you called me, and it went out the window.
Isn't that everything with Dungeons and Dragons?
Pretty much.
Yes.
Nemesis Thallow is a very almost intimidating figure, considering her sheer size. She's very tall. She's very, very strong looking, and the fact that she seems to have an almost mystical, ethereal appearance. Her hair is very long, usually in a ponytail, and while it's silver, depending on the lighting, it seems to change color. She has very large, very piercing, topaz blue eyes that kind of seem to cut through you, but also hold this kind of more dim, doesn't know what she's doing kind of presence.
Lights are on, no one's home, basically, kind of look.
Basically, yes.
Okay, so you watch as the innkeeper, Greg, comes up with you with the same platter as everyone else. Just goes, miss, places him down, gives a small bow before walking away. As he walks by, you see him just look at one of the other patrons who is kind of already slumped over on his drink and just gives him a hard rap on his shoulder. Get up, you wee idiot. And heads back in. Emma, memory serves, you said that your character is not at the inn. Am I right on that one? No,
I'm sorry, say that again?
You might have to turn her up. She's a bit quiet. Normally. So,
Yes.
yeah, so she's not at the inn. Okay, gotcha. Okay, well, for now, so as you all enjoy your meal, the 3 of you enjoy your meal, you watch as several patrons come in and out for their early meals before the start of the day. One of them you notice is a dwarf. It's a female dwarf, rather broad-shouldered. You can see she's got bright blonde hair that comes down to about her chin, and her skin is very, very weathered. You watch as she walks up to the innkeeper and begins to exchange some hushed words with them. After a few minutes, you see Greg just kind of lean upwards and then just points towards the 3 of you. You watch as the female dwarf looks over at you all before nodding and begins walking over first to you, Delsin and Evelyn. All right, could I have a minute of your time, please?
So,
Uh,
now, I know why such a lovely lass as yourself is visiting me.
well, it ain't for your looks, mate, I'll give you that. It's, Greg's a mate of mine. She told me that, you lot, you came in yesterday armed. Would you not happen to be, some travelers? Like, adventurer kind, you know?
Well, kind of. I'm merely a traveling bard and alchemist. Certified in both. Can check my credentials.
I'm just here to spread the word of my lord.
Oh, so, I assume the weapons are just, protection then, eh?
Yes.
Ah,
There.
Yes.
so, right, that's problematic. Right, well, sorry for bothering you then. I'll just, and she starts to walk off a little bit.
But wait,
Hmm? What is it, lass?
what was it that you were going to ask of us?
Well, there's a little bit of a problem with with the copper vein mine. Needs more of the bit of a hard touch, shall we put it? Less of the labor kind, more of the potential of death kind.
We
Please,
can still
send us
help.
more.
Well, I mean, I put it in a crest with the Hunters Guild, but there's nobody there that's taking it, so I'm kind of doing the rounds, seeing if there's any new people.
Hunter's Guild, you say? And they have not responded? Strange.
Well,
How rude.
it's not that much. The Hunters Guild, it only showed up here a few weeks ago. It hasn't built up much of a reputation in this particular town. It's better in the other areas. I mean, you can see for yourself if you'd like. They're over at the if you take a right and just keep going straight, it's the one that's got like all the pigeon coops or something like that. I don't really know. But I think it'd probably be easier if you went there just to take it up, just in case. It has the location and everything there that you need. That's if you're interested, but it needs to be done rather quickly. As I said, if you're interested, then I will take all the help that I can get. If not, then you're free to do as you wish. If you excuse me now, Greg also pointed out to another person. Excuse me. And she walks away. Towards you, Peach. I will get your name eventually. Freaking right. Nemesis, that was it. So you watch as this small dwarf had been speaking with these two individuals at length before eventually walking up to you, and you see as she gets closer, she seems to get a little bit more meek as she walks up to you. Feel it might be due to just your presence or your size that gets her a little bit on the nervous side. Good day to you, miss. You don't happen to be a adventuring sort, one that likes to take part in a little bit of combat.
Notice kind of looks down at her, more kind of tired, bored. Looks kind of annoyed because of the food. She's not used to such quality. And she's just kind of like, I'm not particularly looking for an adventure, but, you know, if you've got something, then I might be interested.
Well, I do actually have some work. You see, I work at the nearby mine. I'm the foreman of the copper vein mine. It's a bit of a long story, but there's some creatures in there that we found about 10 years ago, and there were too many, and we had to seal the cave, and there are some that are getting through, and this is one of the occasions where a big one's gotten through. And that's kind of why I'm hoping that you may be able to assist.
So you're looking for someone to solve your problem that you should have before.
It's not like we didn't try to. The Lord God tried to deal with it, but as they got deeper and deeper, there were more casualties, and look, this place is a shithole, all right? They're not going to put that much resources in. It's not necessarily my fault. It's more I'm doing what I can.
Well, I agree that this place isn't exactly my cup of tea. I suppose I can help.
Right, okay. So the two choices you've got here is you can go to the Hunters Guild and take the order out. Save me some time. And you could also maybe get some renown in there, I don't know. Or you can just come straight with me to the mine. I do have two other people that might potentially be helping, so we'll have to wait for them a little bit. But it'll be at the Copper Vein mine. It's essentially, and she points towards the exit. So if you just keep going straight, you'll see like a big series of, well, they say it's meant to be supports, but it's honestly a bunch of shite. It's kind of in a sort of cone look, but not connected. You'll know what it is. It's kind of what we use to go down there. If you wait for me there, we'll see if the other ones show up and we can get started. If you're fine with that.
Very well then.
Right, thank you. You've done a dwarf girl. You've put me at rest. Let's just put it that way. I need to go. And she walks out. Stops by your two tables again. Just say, just so you know, if you don't want the job, I've got someone who's just said that they're willing. And
We're taking it.
really now? Okay, I will have to go to the Hunters Guild then to tell them to cancel that order. Unless, I mean, do you know of the Hunters Guild, or? Well, the Plain Hunters was long story short. Jirhan is rather untamed still, and the Lord God don't have enough men to spare, so it's essentially mercenaries about the killing people. You can go there, there's some benefits, but if not, I'll just tell them to withdraw my order anyway, because obviously I've got you lots. Anyway, I'll, if you want to go there, I'm heading there right now. If not, then that's fine. Yeah, she starts to walk out of the tavern.
We'll just do our best.
Thank you! She's basically walking out when she says that. Alright, so, before we continue on with you lot, Emma, do you want to go ahead and describe your character as you spot a dwarf walking up towards this odd building you had seen on your arrival?
Yeah, you see a young woman, athletic build, average height. She's got strong aqua eyes, tan skin, long black parted hair, and she's wearing leather armor, new shoes, and a cape to go on the back.
Alright, and your character's name?
Raymond.
Right, so Raimi, you had already spent the night in the inn and you had gone out to do some of your fishing. And as you do, you notice a small female dwarf walking up towards this very odd building that you had saw. And as she starts walking by, she looks over and sees you there with a fishing rod and just says, "You won't find any fish over there, just so you know."
And why not?
And she just slowly points over, and you can see just in the distance the signs of swampland, which you didn't spot before because of the heavy mist to begin with. Well, correction, you will get fish, but you don't want them. Trust me.
Okay.
Yeah, did I just get called away? I think I just got called away. Give me a sec! Yeah, I think I've just been called away for food. I did not expect this.
Oops. The
Uh,
power of food stuff.
yeah, power food stuff. I might have to go on a quick break. I planned this. I planned all this, and now it's gone to hell. Just give me a second. Let me just disable that.
Damn it! And it wasn't me. That
It
was
wasn't
my-
you this time. Let me just
Sure.
see.
Damn it!
He gave me very distinct directions,
Oh, that's fine.
but like in real life, I'm horrible at directions. So I'm guessing Nemesis will also be horrible at directions.
I'm so bad at directions, I can't even go adventuring through a Minecraft world on my own.
Oh my god.
Well, I can follow directions, but I tend to take the most I tend to take the scenic route through it.
Okay, it's fine. Don't worry. It's just I was collecting some hot dogs. So let me just get all this stuff set up, and I will eat them. Well,
Our DM, everybody.
I am a professional. Do not worry. The professional is here.
Dun, 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 dun.
Or the SpongeBob one.
Okay, turn that back on. Okay. Alright. I'll leave the stuff during, like, you guys doing your role playing and such. Okay, so, with that,
Oh my god, black screen.
it'll probably kick in a second for you. Potentially? Maybe? I don't know. So, anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah.
Magic rock.
Yeah, so, Raimi, you watch as this dwarf walks into the odd building. So, is there anything particular you're going to do, Raimi, before we jump back to the other three?
I guess.
Sorry, I'm
look
reloading all my
inside.
stuff.
Look inside the building that the dwarf came into, or the building she came out of?
Oh, there the picture goes. Hi, Dom.
Hi, me.
Hi!
Hi. So, is it the building that she's gone into, or the building she came out of that you're looking at?
Gone into.
Gone into, alright. So while we wait for that, so, the other three. So the dwarf has walked out. So what do? You've basically at this point seen that she's walked to, each of your tables and spoken to you. So you get the feeling, Dreslin and Eve, you get the feeling that the person that the dwarf was saying that she had found was this very tall person that is sitting a little bit further away from you. So what do you do?
Evie. Hey, Evie. Shall I introduce you now to her? See if it works out.
I don't know. Let's go say hi.
Of course. Follow my lead.
Okay.
But you say hi first.
So you
And I
both
push him forward.
So you both walk forward. Nemesis, you see the two individuals that you saw the dwarf talking to. They get up off the table, their meal finished, and they walk up towards you. And you can see they're going by their size and such. They're not as essentially large as you are in terms of heights and such.
I just kind of look at them and whisper like a little prayer to myself for sanity.
I tip my hat. You?
I peek out from behind him and wave.
Hello there. So, you must be the other person that dwarf mentioned.
You must be the second people to interrupt my meal.
I apologize, but if we are to work together, I feel as if we should be properly introduced, especially with once so lovely as yourself, especially with that magnificent hair. But I'm getting sidetracked. I am Delson Cross, member of the Alchemist Guild, along with the Bard Cardinal. Quite a, well, more recent graduate, since I've only graduated a few years ago, but still quite talented. And this is my friend, Evan. He is a friend.
So you say your full name and you don't even say mine? My name's Evelyn Moonlight Montgomery. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nemesis seemingly pops out of her snobby exterior and kind of gets this confused look on her face, as if like she's stuck on this one fact that this bard is also is also an alchemist. Like, how does that happen? She just kind of thinks to herself, starts brainstorming, not really paying attention, kind of flighty.
It's like that. It's like that one meme image of the lady doing all the calculations, flying about. That kind of face, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. Eventually, she snaps out of her kind of ooh butterfly thing, and she becomes very poised again, and she is kind of like, I am Nemesis Thalo. I'm very sure that you've heard of my family if you're running about these parts.
Nope.
I suppose
No,
that
I'm
we
not
do
heard of
have
them.
to know each other, but
I would.
or perhaps you haven't, considering that many people are uncultured here.
Well, to be honest, I would have thought my last name, but apparently not. As is life, though.
Well, I'm not even from around here.
That she is not.
Nemesis kind of stands up, and
Oh, she's tall.
you can
Yeah, she is.
can
She
see
is
that
fucking tall compared to the two of
yes, she's 6 feet. How tall are you guys?
I'm 5'4".
Barely
she's-
5.
She's 6'2". She is hulking over you guys, and even though she's really not that scary, she's pretty scary right now.
I'm trying not to look at her chest by accident, and just trying to look up at her face.
And
'Cause I'm small.
she kind of gestures with like a flick of her hand to the door. If you insist on bugging me further, then I suppose we should get to the task at hand.
Of course, of course. I shall.
Adventure.
Yes, we are.
Adventure! Oh!
As
Forward,
Nemesis just
onto
kind of wonders
adventure.
what she's gotten into. Motorcycles, guys.
So I guess Evie takes the
What
lead
is-
and starts going outside.
All right. So,
Followed by Delson, literally right behind her.
so you go outside. So where do you want to head to? Nemesis, you know that Dwarf told you that you could either go to the Hunters Guild to take the job up from there, or just head to the mine. The other two, you've only been told the Hunters Guild, and with both of them you've been shown where to go, so where do you start heading?
I start looking for places with all the pigeons.
Now,
I was told pigeons. I look for pigeons.
I'm just going to go with her just to make sure that she doesn't
All right, make a perception check then. Either one of you with advantage, or both do you separate rolls.
What would I be rolling again for a perception check?
It would be a d20 plus whatever your perception modifier. I think in the character sheet you can actually just click on the perception.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That saves so much time.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I took it. I don't know why it keeps rolling with advantage though.
Oh.
No, like Nemesis just kind of in the background trying to remember
Sorry.
where they
It's
want
fine.
to go. Because
I
I'm
accidentally
awful with
rolled
directions, so
multiple
Nemesis.
times.
Yeah, I noticed. I'll have to find out why it keeps choosing with that, but
Yeah.
perception of
I'm
13.
sorry, that was actually my mouse.
It's fine, it's fine. As I said, I'm just confused why it's rolling with
Wait.
advantage all the time.
So,
So, both of you, it's not really that difficult because you do see a rather common stream of pigeons just flying in and out of a certain area. And very quickly, you find the building. The building itself is it looks no bigger than say like a normal hut, but you can see behind this fenced wall, you can see a large chicken coop with pigeons flying into a gap in the wall and flying outwards. As you do this, you spot another person heading towards the building. Raimi, you watch, as you're heading towards the building, you watch as 3 individuals walk up the road from the inn and spot you.
Okay.
this is the best pigeon ever.
This is the best introduction to the party
Who's
ever.
drawing that?
Yeah.
Well, it's color coded, so whoever's color it is the one that's drawing it. So that,
Oh, it is?
so that would be
Yeah.
Emma that's drawing it. Yeah, so
Okay.
watch your color. We've got
I drew
like I'm purple, Blazer's red, Peach's pink, Tori's green, and Emma's blue. So
You can change the color of what you're drawing.
yeah,
Is that
but
right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure but by default it's yeah. So the 4 of you, not speaking to each other, walk into the small house. You can see it's rather open. You can see there are 3 individuals further in the back just lounging about on chairs and such. And you can see a small gnomish lady standing over the counter, just like it appears like she's trying to attach something onto a leg of a pigeon. And you can see the dwarf that you had spoken to earlier. And you just watch as just is still time just goes, just a moment. And you can see just from the quick glance that she's got very shoulder length grey hair. The side of the face that you saw is quite scarred and wrinkled. She's clearly an old gnome, and she's just with shaking hands, just tying a message on. She goes, and as she turns around, you can see where the right side of her face was like wrinkled and scarred. The left side of her face is pure charred black. You can see there's little like sort of rivets of like where it's burned. Her left eye is completely like you get the feeling that the eyelid has been completely fused to the rest of the skin, and you can see several bits of scarring on the left side of her cheek. Hello, yes, welcome to the plane hunters. Sorry, old age. How can I help you?
Well, I heard that we're looking for a little, and from one guild to another, I feel as if I am obligated to help. Also, my friend here desperately wanted to do whatever she could to help as well. So, there's no arguing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're essentially wanting to, is it just an odd job, or are you planning to join the plane hunters? She looks to you, Delson. You don't have to worry about the whole 1 guild membership only. Plane hunters are an exception due to our line of work.
I see.
But yes, is it to do with a job? Is it to do with the job that it's actually really hard to read names with only one eye closed? I've just realised. Is it to do with Lima's job? She did just come in and tell me about it.
Yes, it is to do.
Good, good. And she points to you, Raimi. And what about you? You over there? Are you also involved in this, or is it something else?
She folds her arms and says, "What's going on then?"
Oh, do you mean with Lima's job or the plane hunts in general?
Where did you come
The
from?
job.
The job. Lima would probably be best to ask for it, but and you see that Lima is just kind of like shuffling her feet at this. Well, about 10 years ago in the copper vein mine, it turns out that a group of crewfixes or crewfixes, there it depends on your dialect, ended up living in this mine. During one of the mining expeditions, they uncovered long short of it, the central part of the hive. During the last 3 weeks during that discovery, the Lord Gods tried, keyword tried, to beat them back, but were unable to due to the sheer number of them. So, the decision was made to simply collapse the tunnel. Fortunately, it turns out that Crufixes are pretty good at burrowing. So, on occasion, the young get out. And at this point, Lima speaks up. So what happened is we've spotted one of the adult ones that can bear young. We found one outside of the blockage, and if that thing creates a hive of its own, well, Terridant's Crossing's only got really the mind going for it. We lose this, we lose a town, and I'd rather not it be like the original one. So I've put in the order. It is 45 gold,
Sorry about that.
obviously spread between those who take part. And if you're part of the Plane Hunters, which is why I gave it to them in short notice, you also gain renown. But that's not my thing. That's Claudia's thing here, and she tilts her head towards the gnome. She can tell you more about the Plane Hunters. But yeah, Claudia, these are the one, and I don't know about the human here, but with the others, they have said they wanted to, so you know where to send them. Thank you once again. She walks out. So after a few seconds, she just Claudia just looks at where Lima had walked down and just said, She's a good girl. Don't let her nervousness put you down on that. So anyway, yeah. So will it be on guild business, or are you just taking the job for the sake of taking it?
I will be taking the job for the sake of taking the job.
It could be
So-
fun.
Yes. Yes, it could.
Right. So because the three of you are taking it, this would be under as a group contract. That essentially means that the bonus, the 45 gold, will be separated between the three of you. That adds up to sorry, math's not my yeah, it's hard to draw a mouse. Sorry, math. Not so much. I wasn't one of those people for math. I was more of a fighter, so you'd have to excuse me. That would equate to minus the 5 guild fee. That would be about roughly about 13 gold between the three of you.
Good enough.
Good, good. Let me just get it. And she points to you, Remy. And what were you here for again? Just while I get this sorted? And she starts rummaging around while she says,
Well, I couldn't help but hear the talk of money, so I guess I'm in as well.
Oh, you want the... Okay. Give me a second. And she just quickly... She was writing on a bit of paper and just, like, scribbled it out and just said, and, yeah, so, 4 of you for the group. Hunting of the Crufix. Hunting mission. Free agent. Okay, right. So, what were you saying before, then?
If we were to take this job, we need a guaranteed payment. We need a down payment.
The plane hunters don't do down payments due to the risk of it. What's to say that you fail the mission? We would now be out of some gold, and we would have a dead adventurer.
I would agree that we take payment after we return. Mostly because I am wary of figures I'm not well acquainted of, especially ones that wear dirt clothing or eye patches.
You making a reference to this?
Oh no, not you.
Oh, okay.
It's just it means
Backstory.
Right, well, I think I'll explain it why there's no down payment. The Plane Hunters is essentially what's called a free guild. It's, we don't have any allegiance with any of the kingdoms or the continents and such. In exchange, however, it's a lot more riskier. And as you can imagine, as a hunting guild, well, essentially we hunt monsters. We wanted to call ourselves the Monster Hunters, but some group over there somewhere told us that we couldn't, and we'd rather not deal with those issues. But essentially the Plane Hunters, how it works, whether you are doing it for the guild or for yourself, is jobs get listed, typically to either hunt a monster, get a certain thing from a monster, usually in said monster, or to deal with a problem involving monsters. We hunt monsters, that's kind of the easiest way to put it. You are usually guaranteed a lot more gold than you would on a typical job board, but at the same time, there is no down payment. That's the risk that you make. Now, if you're all happy with that, and she rolls out the parchment and turns it towards you, if I could just have all of you sign here at the bottom, please. And she plops over an ink and quill.
Can I read what it is?
Yes, I unfortunately do not have the, I did not write out the paper, but essentially it says, by the order of the Plane Hunters, this job is for the slaying of 1 adult Crufix found in the copper vein mines in Terridant's Crossing. This is classified as a group contract consisting of the 4 below named party members. Payment will be given in full at the confirmation of the creature's death. The time limit for this job is 1 day. This is considered a free agent mission, therefore no renown points are awarded. The Plane Hunters are not responsible for the death of the above-named people due to either hunting the monsters or whatever fate befalls them on their way. And it's just got the signature.
Seems legit. I sign.
Signature time.
Obviously.
We have to write our signatures in here now.
You don't.
Oh God.
You don't have to write signatures.
I'm gonna do it anyways. How about I do it anyways?
If you want to do it, you can.
Oh God. No, stop.
So you don't have to draw your signatures on there if you don't want to. Literally just for the...
How do you even erase this stuff? I can't find the eraser.
You just take your little cruiser bit for select move, go over it, and delete.
Okay, so just for the tensor, just while you're having fun feeling with drawing and such. So you all sign the...
Actual signature.
Yes, yes.
A lot better than my signature. So, you all sign the contract, and I'm going to change the music because I've actually got this has been playing for like nearly an hour. So let's go. Some actual other music. So, as you sign it...
Why does it expand?
What did you say? What was that?
My writing, it expanded, and now it's like weird and fat.
Okay, so you all sign the contract, and Claudia takes it away. Right, well, the copper vein mine is just, if you go southwest, you'll see it. It's kind of, it's a bunch of essentially logs that are stood up in a sort of cone shape. That's usually the lift to the mine. If you go there, I'm sure Lima will be there for you. And good hunting.
Alright then, let's go.
Sorry if I'm a little quiet, I'm trying to eat pizza at the same time.
No, it's fine. I was just eating hot dogs this entire time. Which I've finally eaten, so yay. Alright.
Oh my god!
Before we go, how do I know I can trust you to be that?
How do we know we can trust you?
Why not just have faith?
Don't you know? Thieves are the most trusted people in all of the land.
I highly doubt that, especially ones who have boats. By any chance, do you happen to know a certain tiefling? One who claims to be a captain, has an eye patch.
Makes him go all shy.
Maybe? Why?
Hey, no.
Well, the giantess is going to completely ignore this conversation because she does not care about your strange angst. And she is going to go towards the mines.
Alright, make a perception check. I'll have to figure out why it's...
To open up my thing.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out why it keeps rolling with advantage when it shouldn't be. Yeah, see, I did it again. What the hell? Okay. 19 perception, yeah, shit. You are able to find it very, very quickly. You can see it's kind of... Most of Terridant's crossing is rather built low to the ground. It is a predominantly dwarven settlement, so it's rather low to the ground, barring a few things like the inn and the Hunters Guild. So you're able to see the large standing up, essentially logs, for the mine from where you are. It takes you about the good part of 10 minutes to get through and up the hill towards the mine, but eventually you arrive there, and you can see there's various dwarves and humans just looking around. You can see a few of them just kind of sitting by near one of the... You can see there's actually several like tunnels going in. You can see with one of them there's just a bunch of like dwarfs and such just sitting there, just arm crossed, looking at the tunnel. And you can see there as well is Lima.
Alright, I will go up to Lima.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you said her name was?
Yeah, the dwarf that you spoke to was called Lima.
Yep. I will go up to her and I'll kind of nod my head. You know.
Ah,
give a gesture
you
of
hear
love.
that? Cheers. So, she kind of indicates, she sort of gestures to the tunnel. So, this was the mine shaft that we found the thing. It was about yesterday when we last saw him, so depending on if it's already raised its young, depends on how far it's gone. If it's waited to raise its young, then you'll find it no problem. If not, it'll be a bit difficult. Hoping it's the first one. You'll need these, and she indicates to one of the dwarves who just walks forward and just kind of half-heartedly grabs. It's a pretty beat-up lantern. Rather than having a metal grip, it's literally just tied onto a rope. The top part's just tied onto a rope. But it is a hooded lantern. So it does have some covering and a sort of window on the front. You're probably going to need this. And she hands it to you.
Dare I ask why?
Because it's bleeding dark in there. You've never been in a mine before, have you, lass?
I've never even been close to a mine before.
Well, this will be a good experience for you. And she just pushes it into your hands.
Right then.
Well, so,
I actually forgot that, ASMRs do not have dark vision. Or wait, maybe they do.
I don't think a lot of you have dark vision.
I
do.
dark vision.
Okay, two of you have
I do.
Two of you have dark
I
vision.
think.
Wait, who was it that said that?
Oi.
I do too.
Yeah, I know else have dark vision.
Okay, yes, I do have dark vision.
Yay!
Yay, natural dark vision.
So I can see.
Yeah, but you can only see up to a certain point. It's holding shades of grey.
Yep.
They should make a movie about shades of grey.
We're not gonna die by tripping.
Probably.
Don't jinx us.
Alright, so, Lima turns back and says, right, so, me and the lads here will, we're going to be staying here at the entrance, so if you flush the thing out, we can just kill it here and there, but, if you find it, kill it, show proof that you killed it, that's how the guild works, and then we can be done with this, eh?
Very well then.
Alright, good luck. Watch your feet. Alright, so you all slowly walk into the mine. What's the marching order?
I'd say I'm up front.
Biggest first.
Yeah.
Biggest to smallest?
So, Nemesis is at the front with the lantern, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, then after Nemesis?
I say we put Raimi because we still don't really have much trust for her yet. So
Obviously discuss among yourselves what your order's going to be.
Yeah, I think I should then be behind Raimi. Well, in character. Delson should be behind Raimi, mostly to keep an eye on her.
And I'll
Oh yeah,
protect
so if
everyone
you have
else.
someone in the back, it's me.
Alright, so Nemesis, Raimi,
Well,
Delson,
probably just get stuck in your...
Yeah.
Okay, so as you turn a corner in the tunnel, the light suddenly starts to drop significantly. Those of you that have dark vision, even then it's still, you can only see a certain distance away. The lantern is helping out quite a bit. Lets you see about twice as far as everyone who doesn't have dark vision, but for the rest of you, the only thing you can see is Nemesis' lantern and little bits of reflection off her armor. So, as you walk through, you can see there are a few torches here and there, but several of them burnt out. you can see why the... No map? Nope, no map. It's, to be honest, I didn't plan this far ahead, this particular part well. I will be in full amends of that one. It's fine. It's fine. Improv. That's part of the thing of being a good DM.
Yep.
So, as you head deeper down and deeper, I need anyone who's trying to listen out for the creature to make a perception check.
Me. I shall make one.
I feel like we'd all be listening out.
If that's the case, then
Yeah.
go ahead and make perception checks.
What do you hear with your ears?
What do your elf eyes see?
Nothing.
Take it out. Ah, that's aha.
Dang it, why are all my good rolls the ones that they aren't supposed to be?
I'm trying to figure out.
Ah, I figured it out. I've solved the puzzle of why it's always going on fucking always advantage. And it's stupid, and I'm annoyed that that's by default.
Oh yeah, I don't see anything.
Yeah. I'm just ultra quickly.
I found a rock.
Yeah, I am just ultra. Oh god, it starts all over again.
I think it's a sharp rock. Wait,
Yeah,
can I use Mage Hand to pick up said rock?
Okay, give me a sec. I'm just quickly.
I think Nemesis is just so distracted by, you know, how dirty the mine is.
Oh yeah, no, you've never been in a mine, and you get the feeling why they all have like grimy skin, dust in their hair, and everything. It kind of becomes very apparent at this point.
Nemesis just kind of makes a face, just this horrible, disgusted face.
Yeah, you're essentially like you're sort of tiptoeing, just trying to keep as much of the grime and dust off you as much as possible.
Yeah.
All right, so the highest was 22. So Raimi and Eve, as you're walking, you both hear the clanking of armor and the sounds of footsteps. For about 20 or so minutes, you walk in near complete silence. And then you hear the sound of something crumbling in the distance. It's very faint. You can't ascertain where because it's echoing off the walls, but you do suddenly hear what sounds like sort of burrowing or clawing. It lasts for about a second before it stops.
So, did anybody else hear the clawing, or was that just the short one here?
Look, lying. Where?
I don't know. I'm going to assume a head.
I see.
So, do we hear anything from up at the front, or?
So,
I don't
you
hear anything. I want to get out of here. This place is disgusting.
It's just a little dirt. It won't kill you. Oh, I hear the kitty cat.
I
How
heard
do
the
you
kitty
know
too.
that?
Somehow. Was that a cat in the mine?
What did you sneak in here from town?
I didn't sneak nothing in here from town. What did you sneak in?
Nothing.
Did you take a pigeon?
But he was so cute. He had
Like
little
that.
speckles on his cheek.
How many times do I have to tell you? We aren't supposed to be stealing other people's animals.
It's a pigeon. Nobody owns a pigeon. It flies where it goes.
They're great
Excuse
messenger.
me, Mr. and Mrs. Velma and Louise. Oops. I doubt that there's a Velma and Louise in D&D, but it's okay.
Yeah, there could be.
There could
With
be.
D&D, everything's possible.
Yeah.
Can we please just get whatever this creature is and get out of here?
Okay, fine. Hold out your hands.
Okay.
I reach into my little bag, take out the pigeon, and place it in her hands.
He just kind of flings it.
No,
And
Sebastian!
as you do, you see the
Come on.
you see the pigeon just fly away into the darkness.
Oh, come on. Even I'm better at handling animals. Though, in my case, it was more of chickens and pheasants.
I... Okay. One moment.
Hmm?
Here we go.
Ah. Cast.
I am going to cast light.
Alright, on what object?
I am going to cast it. Like, is it possible that I can like fling it towards like the distant wall?
I'll say what you.
Or no, it's touch. It's touch.
What I'll say you can do it, but it's slightly differently. So as you reach down, you pick up one of the many rocks that are on the floor, and as you focus on it, the rest of you watch as a light starts to glow in the rock, and as you just pick it up, you just throw it clear across. It gets about 10 feet before it smashes clear into a wall and falls down. So from where you can see there, you can see that the mine dips sharply to the left while also staying level on the right-hand side. You also see a smaller, what appears to be just an alcove on the just before it veers off to the right.
Ooh.
All right then. Which way do you guys think that we should go?
Could I do another perception check to see if I can hear where Sebastian the pigeon went?
Sure, go ahead. You can hear, because it's opened up a little bit, it's a bit more easier to tell where sounds are coming from. And you can hear some sort of a slight repeated thudding noise over towards the left.
Alright, I'm going to the left.
Wait. Can I use my mage hand to quickly pick up a rock and then use said mage hand to toss said rock towards
Why
the
not
left?
just pick up a rock and throw it? I just picked up a rock and threw it.
Because I'm weak. Also,
Oh,
for mage hand shenanigans.
Sure, you cast your mage hand, you pick up one of the. Is it just one of the normal rocks? Is it just the normal rocks that you pick up, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Actually picking up a big rock, like about a 5-pound rock.
Alright, so you pick up a rock that is. The mage hand struggles a little bit to keep it balanced before it just casually tosses it. Which direction are you tossing it?
To the left.
Alright, so it hits the. You watch as it falls down a bit, and you hear the sound of it impacting the ground and such. As you get closer, I think it was. Who was it that was searching for Sebastian? I'll get the names to the voices eventually. Who was it that was looking for?
It was Evelyn.
Evelyn. So, Evelyn, you watch as you turn around the corner. You can see the rock that Deslin had thrown.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a ramp essentially, but it's a much steeper ramp, about 30, 45 degrees, going down, curving inwards to the right. With the light spell, and do you have dark vision? I forget. Yeah, you have dark vision because you're a
Yes,
elf.
I'm an elf.
You're an elf, yeah. So you see like a few mounds a little bit further in, but it's very difficult to tell from this distance and with this lower light.
Yeah, I have a pack on me, right?
Yeah, you are all currently wearing your adventuring equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think if I have any rope.
Well, if you look on your character sheet, I mean, it's not like a steep climb. It's like literally a ramp downwards that you can walk.
Oh. Down the ramp we go.
Yeah, it's just the ramp is like before it was at like a 10 degree decline. This one it's now like 30 or so degrees.
Carefully walking down. That would be better.
All right.
All right.
So I take it Evelyn's now leading the way.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Suck it to everybody else.
She's looking for her horrible pigeon.
Okay.
Sebastian is a beautiful pigeon.
It's horrible.
Okay. So you focus, trying to listen in on the sound of wings flapping, and as you keep walking, just trying to avoid the mounds, you walk in a little bit deeper, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, hey.
Alright.
Woohoo.
So as you walk around one of the mounds, your foot meets air. And as you're about to slip in, you're able to just quickly grab the mound, and it shifts a bit, but it holds firm. And as you look down, you can see a 5-foot, almost circular hole. And as you look down, you see a pair of dark black eyes staring back at you. As
guys?
this happens, you feel the ground behind you burst upwards.
Evie!
Help!
That is a... Once I get the thing up here. 12 plus...
Hang on, Evie.
That is a 17. That is a 17 to hit.
Ooh.
That hits. Yes, no,
Joy.
maybe so. What's your armor class, Evie?
My armor class, 18.
Okay, that doesn't hit, and that's on the first attack.
I barely made it.
Second one doesn't hit either. So
Yay!
you watch as you turn around, you watch as a large creature with curved claws and many legs just jump up essentially bursting from the ground, and swings both its claws down, and you're able to you kind of let yourself fall a bit more as the claws smash down into the ground in front of you, partially burrowing themselves in. The rest of you watch as this creature attacks Evie, just avoiding him. So, I need everyone to roll initiative.
Awesome.
Yay.
Let me just quickly... Come on, I should have some battle music here.
Yes, I know we don't have tokens right now. We need to get tokens later.
Yes.
Yeah, to be honest, this advanced a bit quicker than I originally intended. So let me just...
Well, that's pretty high initiative.
One second. I need to just quickly... I could use the boss battle music, but I don't want to.
I need to find my glasses so I can actually read things.
Yeah, whatever, I'll just use the boss battle music.
My glasses. I can't find my glasses.
Yes, I cannot find my glasses, actually.
So let me just make sure... Yeah, well, I think the map screwed up for me.
Whoa!
Just see if I can force this to actually do what I want it to do. Oh no, it's just being weird.
Nope.
Go, so...
By the way, on my glasses.
Just temporarily, until we get proper tokens, I will just quickly throw a few base ones that I've got here. because I know we got those two.
Dang it, I need to find that cropped picture you made of just Delson on his own.
Okay, so there's Delson.
Didn't I send you the secondary one for him?
To me? I don't remember. Okay.
Oh, I don't
think...
remember if you made and sent it.
So there, and I'll just readjust. So the order will be that. So the one with the knife is you, Delson. The one with the bow is you, Raimi. I didn't think that you'd get this quickly, so let me just quickly. So let me just. Why is this not? Ah, that's why. Because I put it on that layer.
Oh. Here we go.
There we go, sent it to both.
Yeah.
Can I throw this in here for now? No, I can't. I'll have to.
Shiny.
I'll have to change that later.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just quickly do all the initiative stuff. So, yeah. So that is 17, and yeah. It'll be good once we get the tokens, because then I can just place tokens on, and then you can just click your character, and then roll it, and then it'll all be fine. So, then got 8, and Delson got. I gotta drag it overhead. This is always the most annoying part of it, but it's fine. Give me a second. What's it? Alright, give me a second, guys. Shit.
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. We are experiencing technical difficulties right now.
Got the bit here. Oh, there it is. Alright. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, let me just go back to my dressing settings and nothing good. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to help me mum with something because she kind of only has one hand right now.
It's okay.
Yeah, and let me just get this back from behind my. There we go.
Oh, I do have one question.
Yes.
I think I sent it to you and asked, but would a mouth, nose, and/or ear count as an open container for create or destroy water?
No. No, because it's not so much as a container as it is part of the long tube that goes through our bodies.
True.
I'm being very literal in this. Okay, and then, god damn it. One thing I really don't like about doing the add turn thing here is that it usually doesn't like behave itself when it's all up there. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to use default ones for those. Can I name this one? No, screw it. Okay, now I gotta do the initiative for the. Go with that. So initiative for this would be. Wow, they did. That was good rolls for them all. Well, I'd say for all of them. And 5. Okay. Top of the round. Raimi, you're up.
As I draw my shot bow, I say, what a bunch of fools, always rushing in. And I want to attack this guy there.
Okay, that one, both these two small ones are currently like burrowed deep in a hole, so they would get 3/4 cover.
What about this one?
No, that's the one that burst out the ground and just tried to attack Evelyn. That one doesn't have 3/4 cover.
Okay, I'll attack this one.
Alright. Roll an attack. If you just click on your weapon in the character sheet, it should roll for you.
Does it count as sneak?
I would say, well, it depends on if you hit or not. First, you have to see if you hit or not before you get the sneak attack damage. 15 misses. You watch as you fire the arrow, it flies directly towards the creature before it just deflects off the armor. You can tell at this point that it has a very tough carapace, and it just turns around and just goes... Right. It is now the Crufix's turn, and it is going to do another multi-attack on you, Evelyn, because you are the thing closest to its young. That misses. That misses too, goddamn. As you're readjusting yourself, the Crufix just starts slashing at you with its weapons. Oh wait, actually, one second. I need to check something here. Because I think it's got the Pack Tactics ability. Let me just check. Crufix, give me a second. I will found in and reshop. Frickin'. I thought I read down on here as well. Session checks. Oh wait, no, it isn't the adult one. Okay, it's not the adult one. That's weird. Okay. Okay, so both those hits miss you, so that's its turn. It is now your turn, Blaze, once I remember the name. Delphin.
Evie, hang on!
I'm trying.
Okay. I'm gonna rush forward 10 feet.
Alright, technically it's there, it's just the token's a bit on a weird side. But if it's 10 feet, then yeah. So you're still 5 feet away from it.
From there, I'm gonna need it to make a wisdom saving throw.
The adult one. Yep, okay.
Yes.
That is a natural 1.
Okay, it fails. So I'm casting my dissonant whispers with my Jirhan. I just start making a bunch of different sounds very loudly in its head.
And you watch as the words just goes. So how much damage do you take?
It's gonna be taken 3d6 once I
think if you just roll like where it says like what the damage is, or click on the damage bit, it should roll it for you. Or that. Wow. A whole wow, those are wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Yeah, a 2, and a 1.
Yep.
And he's forced to move on his next turn, isn't he? Like, move away from you on the next turn.
As far as it can.
Which, looking around, not a lot of space to move. Alright.
Wait, can I use my bonus action for inspiration?
Yep.
To inspire someone?
Yep, who do you give the inspiration to?
I'm gonna give it to the big buff Silver Buff. Mostly because she could probably make use of it much better.
Okay. So,
Alright.
with that, it is now Nemesis's turn.
Alright, I am going to... I'm not going to use Thunder Smite because that would be a horrible idea of mine. I am going to run up to the adult
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to attack with my Warhammer.
Alright.
Smashy smash.
Go ahead and roll an attack then.
How do I roll an attack here?
So if you click on the actual weapon name, it should roll the attack for you.
Alright.
$15 still doesn't hit. As you swing,
Alright,
swing at it, as it kind of notices and no, there we go. We lost place for a second there. It kind of.
Wait, can't you?
I think yeah, you can. Pretty sure you can use inspiration to increase it if you'd like.
Yeah.
Alright, does that mean that I roll with
I think it's a.
like what?
I think it's a D4.
You roll a d6 and add that to it.
Yeah. That's if you want to use your
Okay.
inspiration that you were given.
I'm good for now. I'll keep it.
All right. So as you swing, you the Crufix like kind of notices you and kind of shoves its spikes towards you. It's in a rather clumsy sword clash. It's kind of difficult with the creature like with the arced claws, but it's able to stop you and just kind of push you back because it just kind of starts looking about, mostly at Delson. All right. So it is time for the baby Crufix that Evelyn spotted. And seeing as that's the only thing in front of it, and it is scared, it's going to make an attack against you, Evelyn.
Yay. Everything hates me here.
And because of its pack tactics, which only the baby has for some reason, that is. So that's a 19 to hit.
Ow.
And I'll just roll again, just see if it's 20. It's not. Oh no, that would have hit anyway. That's a natural 18 on the second roll for with the advantage.
Mhm.
So you take 4 points of piercing damage. As you're watching the Crufix fighting, you suddenly hear like some scampering up from behind you, and you watch as the small Crufix just kind of leaps upwards and stabs you in your stomach before sort of pulling back into cover again. It's essentially like whack-a-mole, but the mole's hitting you.
Joy.
Evelyn, it's your turn. Just because I fucking realized it, you don't actually see the second Crufix because it's still hidden.
Alrighty.
Just I accidentally revealed that token before I should have.
So first things first, I would like to pull myself out of this pit.
Well, you're not in the pit. You're kind of just like teetering on the edge, just holding on to one of the what you assume would be like the debris that they used to dig out. So you're not in the hole. You're right at the edge of it.
So I want to move myself out of the way a little bit, get back away from the big
boring.
creatures.
Okay, so you want to move towards Deslin.
Yes.
As you do this, the baby one gets an attack of opportunity on you. And again, pack tactics. So that is a natural 17. So that is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hit.
Yeah, that hits. So you take 6 points of piercing damage.
Alrighty then.
So as you
What's your health?
Well, right now I am down to 8.
so as
Okay.
Oh, wow,
so as you
you're
start to
lucky.
run away, you hear like a as the Crufix once again leaps out and kind of sticks both its claws into your back before pushing off and once again going into the hole. Hey, look who just showed up!
We have new friends.
Fox.
We have Shakes.
You're late. You're late for a very important date.
But he's not on.
He's
the
not
thing.
on
Yeah.
Discord yet.
Yep.
He might have just got his PC turned on or something like that.
So I can still do something else with our
Oh, there we go. Now he's online.
actions here, right?
Yeah. So that was just your movement. You still have your action and your bonus action.
Alright, so I think I want to use Bless.
Who are you going to bless with?
Our buffest friend here, our big buff silver buff.
Okay.
Let's see. What level are we right now?
You're
2?
level 2, your second level.
Yeah.
Hooray! Cast.
Level 2. Level 2.
Oh, up to 3 creatures, so you could technically bless all of us.
Bless the entire party.
Except,
And you get a blessing, and you get a blessing, and you get a blessing, not the creatures.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always bless the creature if you want.
I don't think I want to bless the creature.
You sure?
I bet someone's accidentally blessed the creature before.
I am not going
Yep.
to bless the creature.
I'm trying to see if he will join our beach.
Alright, so that means I have the opportunity to roll a d6 and a d4. I don't think at the same time. That'd be
No,
cheating.
no, you can only roll one. Keep in mind though that the inspiration is only one time. Bless is
Oh, okay,
until Evelyn loses concentration or after a minute passes.
Alright.
Right. Oh, and that's left the Discord thing again.
Inspiration in bards before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's an interesting little mechanic.
Yep.
Okay, so is that your turn then, Evelyn?
Yes.
Alright, so now I can actually say it. So you hear from the darkness the sound of more skittering. Not skittering, not skittering, why am I using that word? The hell's going on there?
What are you typing?
Skittering.
Yeah, skittering sounds.
That's not skittering sounds. It wasn't so much skittering, you hear what sounds like the same similar clawing sound you had heard just a little bit ago. I'm going to actually put this into the layer that I was meant to put it in, because you see some dust get kicked up a little bit further away, but beyond that, nothing. Wait, actually, let me double check this to make sure I'm not going crazy. Okay, no, that's fine. Got it. Right, okay, I'm an idiot. So now I'll just do that. I've already read up on it, so I'll just freaking go with what I've got now. Okay, so Rainy, it's now your turn.
So if this hits, do I get sneak damage?
Yes, because there's an ally within 5 feet of the creature. So is the adult one you still attacking?
Yeah.
It doesn't hit. You watch as the carapace dents in slightly. It's got a high adult Crufix has got really high AC.
Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
What was that? Oh, you freaking... I get it. Yeah, no, they've got really high... I'll say now, you almost hit. So you were close, but no, unfortunately. You watch as the carapace shows some actual, the carapace looks damaged, but it's still holding strong, and it took it again. So, it is now the adult who will, if it'll let me select it, if it'll let me select it. Select it, damn it. There we go. Because of Dissonant Whispers, it's going to go back as far as it can. That's as far as it can go, and that means that both Evelyn and Nemesis get an attack of opportunity on it.
Alright then.
All according to plan. All according to Kaiku.
Ooh,
Oof.
no.
No, that one's not going to hit.
Oof.
Evelyn, go ahead. If you want, you can roll for an attack, because it's an attack of opportunity.
Oh. Let's see. Oops. Wrong button.
Wrong weapon, wrong thing to click
Ignore.
on. So what are you attacking with, just so I can be sure?
I wanted to attack with my light crossbow.
At that range, it would be with disadvantage.
Oh. Guess I'd use my mace then?
Yeah, ideally you'd want to use your melee, because essentially if something gets within 5 feet of you, a ranged weapon gets disadvantage unless you have a particular feature. So yeah, I would say if you click on your mace weapon, it should roll the attack for you.
Alright. Sorry, my computer's running a wee bit slower today than it normally does.
It's fine. Yeah, it keeps vanishing and reappearing off the Discord.
Yeah.
Could be worse. It could be raining.
I would love some rain over here right now.
But I thought it always rains there.
Yeah, that's why I wish it was raining right now.
I hate rain.
I love rain.
Okay, am I just a dolt? I cannot find it.
I'll roll it for you. Oh,
Found
wait,
it.
there you go. That still doesn't hit. Jeez. Oh, that's a Hunter's Guild for you.
You might have.
No, trust me.
Might be overpowered.
This is actually
Wait,
this
is
is
this an adult or a hive lord?
it's an adult.
Oh, thank God, because if it was a hive lord,
No.
we were not.
See,
gonna
I
kill
even
this.
I even checked to see what creatures would be for like your levels. This is what it came with.
Oh,
Mm.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, our rolls reflect right now.
Yeah, I think that's just the reason. You're getting some pretty close rolls, but it's just not enough.
Yeah,
Okay,
not good enough.
so, well, either way, that's its turn because it has to back away. So, it's your turn now, Delton.
I don't suppose any of you know offensive magic.
I do, but it would take down the whole mine.
Damn. Okay, my. Hey, you, Skullface! I bet your mother wishes that she sat on you when you were nothing but a grub. And with that, I cast Vicious Mockery on the adult.
What's the DC?
Oh,
Is it DC?
it's another Wisdom save.
Yeah, what's the DC for it, I mean, though?
Okay, let me check. I think it's 14.
So 5, he takes the damage.
Finally.
A bard is
You
going
will
to
be
save the
taking-
day.
With insults.
Well, that's if the damage rolls actually do something. Which, in this case,
Well, now it has disadvantage.
yeah.
Did you use your blessing dice?
I don't need to.
Oh.
It's a save.
Yeah, no,
I'll make it
the
a
bless is mostly is for attacks. Basically, yeah. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw, so it's more for like melee or surviving spells. All right, so Nemesis, it's your turn.
All right. So where does it back away to? Is it like still in the pit?
It's not no. So the pit is it's kind of like crawled away from the pit. When it burst out, the pit kind of collapsed around it. So it's
Okay.
so even though it's a bit of a dip, it's still for the purpose of this, it's still classified as flat ground essentially. So you just watch it scutters back, and you can tell just from its size, it's a lot bigger than you.
All right. I am going to follow it.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Follow it, and then I am going to So what all does it have on it right now?
As in, like, who's near it, or?
Like, what spells have been cast on it?
So it had Dissonant Whispers cast on it, which meant that it had to move away on one turn. It now has been viciously marked, which means that its next attack has disadvantage.
Okay.
That's when you bullied it.
Yeah, basically.
Alright.
This is how we will win.
I will go ahead and I will just attack it again.
Alright.
Or we'll try to.
He's tried to. This thing's been rather resilient. It's another Murdoch all over again.
Nice. We tried to warn you.
Oh
Tried
my
to say
god.
not to miss Murdoch.
Nope. That is a natural 1 on your roll.
Yes.
Wank.
Oh no.
So as you like walk forward to try and swing at the Crufix, even though it's mostly solid, part of the hole it had burrowed out of gives way a bit, so you kind of stumble a bit and regain your senses. But at this point now, the Crufix is like it realizes what you were going to do.
Woo.
Okay, so the
1 second.
oh yeah, you still got bonus
I am
action,
going
right?
I'm going to do a bonus action on myself.
Yep.
And I am going to cast... This is probably a really bad idea. I'm going to cast Thunderous Smite. So next time I attack, basically, I can hit it with like a thunderous wave.
Gotcha. Yeah, so
Alright.
so as you adjust, so you kind of grip the warhammer again with both your hands. It kind of starts to glow slightly and starts to kind of vibrate.
Yep.
Right. So
And that ends my turn.
So the baby Crufix, seeing a very tall person heading towards as the mother, is going to skitter around, ignoring Evelyn, and is going to make an attack on you, Nemesis.
Yep.
And that's with advantage because pack tactics. And that doesn't matter because that was a 6 as the highest. So you see it kind of like scrambles over the mother and kind of leaps at you, but you kind of just batter away onto the floor as it climbs up again. But it's now out of the hole. My dogs are barking. I'm going to have to yell at them. It's now out of the hole and is just looking right at you. Give me a second, because my dogs are going to really start up unless I shut them up. So give me a second.
Okay.
Give them a toy. Freeze some peanut butter. It works. And put like little chopped up carrot bits in there. Oh my gosh, the dogs I used to train loved that. It kept them entertained for hours.
This was not the type of adventure I was expecting when I woke up this morning.
I didn't expect to be stabbed multiple times.
I didn't expect that we would even encounter giant bug creatures.
Even though that's the thing that you were told you were hunting. Okay,
So they are kind of cute, the little one.
so Evelyn, it's now your turn.
Yay! Let's see. So for myself, I think I actually want to do some cure wounds.
All right.
Let's not die on the first session.
Okay, so that's weird how that does it. So that's 5 health you heal.
Yay! And I'm also gonna move back just a little farther from the fight.
Okay, as you do this, the baby.
Leave me open, I know.
Yep, attack of opportunity. Not with advantage this time though. That's a natural 3, so you're fine.
Yay!
So it kind of as it scrambles back onto its feet, it sees you run away and just kind of like goes. And then focuses back on Nemesis. Alright, is that your turn?
Yes, I am all set.
Okay, so as you step back and get ready, you feel the ground start to shake again, very lightly. And then just to your right, you see an explosion of dirt as another baby Crufix bursts out of the ground and makes an attack against you. That
come
is
on.
a 19 to hit. It's got tremor sense. It's a 19 to hit. I'll just make it visible again. So, what was your armor class?
Oh, come on.
What was your armor class again, Evelyn?
It's 18.
18. So that was... Yeah, that'll hit. That was a 19. So you take... What is I got over in here? 6 points of piercing damage.
Dang it.
There goes all she has.
As the claw digs deep into the shoulder, I need to make a concentration check.
Concentration.
Don't fail
Oh.
this.
Trying not to fail this. Just need to find it on the list. I don't see it on my list.
I think it's just Constitution. You click on Constitution. Just need to quickly.
Yeah, I think that's a fail.
That it,
probably.
because it's 10 plus. It's either 10 plus half the damage, I believe, or it's half the damage or 10, whichever is highest. I'll just quickly check here. Yeah. So, all of you that were blessed, you feel the blessing that Evelyn had put on you vanish.
I had this whole plan.
You still have the inspiration.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Sorry, moving the box.
It's fine. Raimi, it's now your turn. And just so you know, none of those Crufixes are in free course cover anymore.
Okay. So do I get sneak against this person?
If you get a hit, then yeah. So long as there's an ally within 5 feet of you, you get sneak attack. I can even double check on that one.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
You
Is it
finally.
critical damage?
D20.
It's not D20. It's not D20 for the longbow.
Yeah, it wasn't nat 20.
Yeah, it wasn't a nat 20. It would have glowed.
Okay.
What do I roll?
So I believe longbow. It should say on your character sheet what the damage is for your weapon if you just click on the what it says, like the D whatever. It's,
We as a party totally know what we're doing.
Yeah, totally.
D6 plus 4.
yeah, so if you click on where it says D6 plus 4, it should roll it for you.
And then 1d6 sneak. So it'd be 2d6 plus 4.
Yeah, that's for the sneak attack. Let me just check it. Okay, 12 damage on... Yeah. So you all... So you watch as an arrow, Deslin, you watch as an arrow flies just past your ear. You hear it whizzing by. And the baby Crufix that's closest to the mother just kind of like, you watch as it slowly looks up before the arrow hits it square between its eyes. It flies back onto its legs kick out a little bit before it goes limp.
Dead.
As I see it die, I just smirk. I smirk to myself.
We might survive.
Righty. So, with that, it is the adult Crufix's turn. And you watch it just kind of like just... And it's going to just make an attack at you, Nemesis.
Yep.
That is a 17 to hit.
What is it?
17.
17.
Miss.
Alright. So that is... He had disadvantage as well, so whatever. So yeah, so you watch as the adult very aggressively just start, like, trying to shove forward and dig its claws into you, but you're able to just quickly dodge it. Delson, it's now your turn.
Okay, I shall move in front of Evelyn and stab at the Kruthic
The baby one?
baby that's...
Alright, go ahead and roll an attack. That'll hit. Roll damage.
Okay. Dang it, that was almost critical damage. Okay, where's my damage roll?
That's not so. That's
sorry,
if I said if you click on the actual like weapon numbers, like where it says D whatever, it should roll it.
I did click on the weapon number.
Did? Let me have a look. Let's have a look. See myself. Oh yeah, weird. I would have thought it would have. Okay, well, gonna have to manually roll it. I thought you could do that. That's weird.
Okay, so I got the stone.
Five points of damage. Ooh. So, as you kind of veer around past Evelyn, you just thrust the dagger straight at the creature. You watch as it...
It's a rapier.
Yeah, with a rapier. That's what I tell you. That's why you're thrusting forward with it. Yeah. You watch as it gets through a little chink in the carapace, and as it plunges deep inside, you hear the carapace go... As you pull out, it's looking rough, but it's still standing.
Bite me, you overgrown garden insect.
Alright, so is that your turn?
Yeah.
Alright. Nemesis, it's now your turn.
Alright then. I'm going to swing at the adult.
Alright.
And... boy, I don't even think with the extra d6 I could hit.
I'll say that the only way it will, you need to roll a 6 on it.
Alright then. How do I get a d6 in here? Ooh, whoops, I didn't mean to click on
Well, what was that? Oh, that was a strength. That was a strength. There's a little dice icon below the question mark on your left. That'll tell you which dice you want, ask which dice you want to roll and such.
Here we go. No. Alright.
No.
Well,
so that's your inspiration used up.
Yeah, it doesn't hit, but it does have to make a strength saving throw.
Doesn't it? I thought it's only if... Oh, right, it's because it's a creature. Wait, isn't that if it hits though? Because it says the attack deals additionally if such and such.
Okay, well, shit. Well...
It's okay, you still got it on you.
Then I guess I'm going to accidentally hit the ground or something. Because that's not good.
Alright. So, you swing at it, and... Well, no, it's not so much that you hit the ground, it actually hits one of the thicker parts of the carapace, which buckles slightly, but even though the sound of the impact echoes outwards along with the divine energy of the Thunderous Smite, it doesn't appear to affect it because the carapace took the majority of the hit.
Okay.
So the rest of you hear an almighty boom as it collides with the carapace. This is now, well, it's not that creature because that one's dead. Evelyn, it's now your turn.
Okay.
Shoot her!
So
Sorry,
with my crossbow, would I be in close enough range to do decent stuff to the small baby one over here?
So if you try to use your crossbow on the small baby one, it'd be with disadvantage. If you try to use your crossbow on the adult one, it wouldn't be disadvantage. Essentially, it's if any creature is within 5 feet of you, and you're trying to attack that creature with a ranged weapon, it's disadvantage. But once it's past 5 feet, it's normal until you get to long range.
I'm going to use my mace against the little baby.
Alright. So, So, as you try to attack the baby, it's just kind of like thrashing about a bit from the injury, and you're only able to smack the ground that it just burst from, which caves in slightly, but still holds.
Okay.
So, now it is time for the baby, who is going to make attack on the one that just stabbed it through its carapace.
Bite me.
That is a 12 to hit.
It does not get my arm.
Alright, so while it's thrashing, it tries to make a stab at you, but it's unable to get a hit on you.
Mm-hmm.
Raimi, it's your turn again.
Okay, Lucina, this is for you.
On which
Can I
target?
attack the adult?
Oh, the adult? Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. And it's with sneak, and you get sneak attack
Sneak
too.
attack.
Sneaky sneak. Or who sneaks?
Um, 9.
9?
9.
Alright. As the adult Cruffix is trying to shove its way past Nemesis, who's essentially at this point trying to keep it pushed back, an arrow goes flying through and it gets it right where what you assume would be where the creature's collarbone would be. And you watch as the arrow just sinks in and basically stays there. Just so you know as well, Emma, your character sheet does have an ammo counter, so obviously keep track of your ammo and everything.
Yeah, I've been keeping track.
Alright, good to know. Because I finally read out the rules about ammo and such in collecting them. Okay, so. It is now the adult's turn. And the adult, upon hearing its now only child screech out in pain, you Nemesis, you watch as it kind of shoves partially past you, still within attack range for you, of course, so you don't get an attack of opportunity, but it skitters, it essentially shoves you partially against the stone pillar to what would be your left. And as you look, you see that it is now looming over Deslin. He's going.
Well then.
Because and now it's going to make an attack on you, a multi-attack.
Well.
That is a natural 16 to hit. That's even before the +5.
Ow.
And that is a natural 18.
Ow.
Okay.
It's gonna be Murdoch all over again, isn't it?
It's gonna be. Do I have another d6? I have another d6. Okay, so it's. Freaking. You take. You take 14 points of piercing damage.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm down again.
No.
Second burst, same with the first. You get one shot. As you are reveling on the fact that this baby creature is at your mercy, you hear some very frantic skittering to your left, and as you turn, you see just 2 claws go plunging deep into your collarbone. It shakes you a little bit before your vision goes dark. The rest of you watch as the adult kind of partially lifts up, and partially lifts up. My brain is just, Jesus, I was just partially lifts up Jelson before his body just naturally slips off and he falls unconscious on the ground.
Oh shit.
That is its turn. Delson, you need to make a death saving throw.
Okay.
So you can do it on the sheet.
That's so funny.
Just made that save. So that's one success for you. It's be a 10 or higher. Oh. And then it's your turn. Nemesis, you're up.
Alright then. Jesus fucking Christ.
This always happens
This,
to me.
I will say, I will show you guys the playlist of our first campaign. The exact same fucking thing happened in that campaign.
Oh my god.
It's
okay.
the curse of Murdoch.
It really is Murdoch's curse.
Okay, I will go ahead and try to swing again.
Alright,
Uh,
make an attack.
probably not gonna hit. Alright.
Don't
Or
jinx
Jesus
yourself,
guide
please.
us.
That hits!
Alright,
Really?
Jesus be blessed.
Not even blessed.
Alright.
So, you've got the damage of the Warhammer, plus an additional 2d6, and I need to save a strength saving throw against, I believe, your spellcasting modifier.
Yep. Alright. So,
It's going to make the save. It rolled a natural 19.
alright. So,
So if you
I have
so
1d10.
and then 2d6 plus your strength modifier, which is 3.
Yeah.
So a d10,
Okay.
2d6, and 3.
Alright. So, first is 5,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2
D6.
d6. Alright.
All right. So seeing Delsin fall, you feel a slight whisper in your ears as you suddenly stand up straight and just swing your hammer down with both hands, wham! Right onto its flank. You watch as the carapace actually shatters at one section, and as it does, a thunderous roar comes out from, essentially originating from your hammer. As this happens, you feel the entire cave shake slightly. The Crufix gets shoved several feet away as it crashes into one of the pillar, and you hear an almighty crack from that pillar. Crufix is looking really rough right now.
Good.
So, that was your action. You still have your bonus action.
I can't really use anything for my bonus action right now, so
Alright.
I'll end my turn.
Okay. Evelyn, you're up.
I'm going to be using Cure Wounds on Deslin, my lovely friend here.
Alright. So that is... Oh, wow, you rolled an 8 on that healing. Whew.
Oh,
So that's 11 health you get back, Deslin.
You will not die on us.
Heroes never die.
That'd be an interesting thing to yell the second you just got back from having 2 big claws almost the size of your arm stuck in your collarbone.
No, that was just... No, that was an out-of-character thing.
Yep.
As I just kind of look up, like... Is this heaven?
No,
Does the after...
no,
So
you're
the
still in hell.
afterlife... So the afterlife does not really exist. I knew it.
For you.
Alright, and is that the rest of your turn?
Yes.
Alright. It's now time for the baby.
Yay.
And now I gotta decide who would it more likely go for. I'm gonna say it...
Coin.
Now, I'm gonna say it would go for Evelyn, because it's not a very smart creature. So, because it obviously saw Deslin, you know, kind of get impaled, it probably would think that Deslin's dead. So, it's gonna go for Evelyn. Doesn't matter, that's a 10 to hit. So you just watch it doesn't so much as actually attack, it just kind of like rears up with its claws and tries to be threatening and like...
Aw, it's like the possum at the trash can.
Essentially, yeah. Remy, it's now your turn.
Okay, I will attack the adult.
Alright, go ahead and roll an attack. Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. You get sneak attack and everything. Oof. 7 points of damage. So you hear this, all of you hear the sound of a arrow flying through the darkness again, and you watch as it collides roughly where the now shattered carapace is. You watch, and the Crufix, like, kind of, you see it kind of like, it makes a loud hissing noise at its belly, but it kind of, it's more like curls up slightly, and kind of, it's starting to look like it wants to bolt. So, the adult turns to the baby and you just hear it make some sort of like hissing and chittering sounds before it burrows deep into the ground. Drain and Nemesis, you both get an attack. Deslin, you get it with disadvantage because you're on the ground still.
Yep.
Okay.
Woo!
That'll hit, and that won't hit. So Nemesis, roll damage.
All right then.
Actually, wait. You don't even need to. How do you want to do this?
Oh really?
Even if you were to roll a 1, even if you were to roll a 1, it would kill it at this point. It only has 3 health left.
All right. Then, as it kind of tries to burrow in, I lift up my hammer with the thunder smite, and I will just smash it down on its body, like electricity just totally destroying it.
Alright, so the adult then just starts to see it scrabbling in, and as you do, you feel like the same feeling that you felt with your initial hit. That same small voice brims you with confidence as you raise your hammer up and slam it down. Just as the adult looks up at you, your hammer meets the top. His head crashes on the ground, and your hammer keeps going. And as it lands, another loud roar of thunder emanates from the hammer as the body is partially blasted backwards. Nothing to stop it from trying to keep itself in, and it just falls over dead.
Looks like I fixed the whack-a-mole game.
Yay!
Deslin, it is now your turn.
I'm going to look at the baby. Well, this is a bad turn of events for you, isn't it? And just as I get up.
Okay, so you're going to stand up, which is half your movement, and then you're going to make an attack. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Okay.
You need to turn your toggle back to normal, but that 15 doesn't hit anyway. Actually, wait, does it? Oh, no, that's a different one I'm looking at. That's a different stat sheet I'm looking at there. No, the 15 does not hit.
Yeah, isn't that their normal armor?
I'll say for this, the baby Cufflix's AC is 16. They're tanky, as you've clearly seen.
Yeah.
Alright, so is that your turn then, Delson?
I shall once again inspire the person who just completely obliterated that giant thing in a pit.
Alright, so you get another inspiration die. And Nemesis, it is now your turn.
Kill
Alright,
the
fair.
thing.
And the baby Crufix you can see from here. fucking wrecked. It's hardly standing.
Yeah, I only get stabbed once.
I
This-
honestly kind of feel bad for this thing.
This... I won't say, but let's just say I rolled very low for its HP.
Alright, I
I'm
will,
not really suffering from Lavarbo syndrome.
I will walk over its dead mother's corpse.
Alright, I'll say this is with difficult terrain, but it doesn't matter because it's only 10 feet.
Yep. And I will go ahead and try to squish it.
Alright.
What are you gonna sit on it?
I'm going to throw my hammer down.
That just hits. So again, I'm not going to have you roll damage because it's only got 2 health left. It has 1 less than the mother had. So, as it's kind of like backing up slightly, you just casually stroll over to it, and then with just 1 more swing of your hammer, you basically turn into paste.
It isn't even really as...
Like it's
I think it's
like
like the wrist flip.
yeah, its legs are still like there once you lift your hammer up and they twitch slightly, but essentially like it's basically what happens if you squash a spider.
You swatted a fly.
I don't feel bad for it.
All right, so
I feel more... I would have felt more bad for the mother that got wrecked. If it wasn't for it one-hitting me.
so as the
I
sounds
just kind of, you know, squish it and lift up my hammer, kind of trying to get the bug guts off of it.
Yep.
it makes it worse. The bug guts are very sticky. You got some now on your gauntlets. It's just
This Nemesis just holds back tears of pain.
as that happens, you do feel that same familiar feeling that you've had. Kind of, it's sort of a slight warmth that you feel, despite the sadness. Right, so
I guess that makes me feel a little bit better.
yeah. So
I don't know if it's pride in myself or something else, but
So it's what you've had with you in your journey. Giving you some hope and such.
a baby screaming?
No! No! That is
Who put this baby in my head?
Will someone give me a knife to stab this baby?
Oh my god.
Okay, so as the adrenaline kind of leaves your system and you send up...
What is a man to a god?
I cannot do Leonard Peter's Vegeta voice. Oh god, wish I could. So
What is a god to a non-believer?
So as the battle settles down, you do hear some rumbling still, but it's not the similar kind that you did. Nemesis, what you kind of, as you had suspected, you feel that the cave has now been made weaker due to the thunderous night, especially since there is dust coming from the cracked pillar that you had knocked the adult into. It doesn't look like the cave is on the verge of collapse, but you can tell you might have shifted some things.
Yeah.
So, what do you do?
Don't we have to, like, get proof that we killed these things?
Yeah, so in the agreement, it mentioned that you need to bring something to prove that you had killed the adult. Specifically, it mentioned the adult only.
Okay.
Can I take something?
Can we
from-
investigate the bodies, see if they have anything on them of use?
Make an investigation check.
First, could I actually use the Creator Destroy Water spell to, like, make rain in the area to at least help wipe away some of the dirt and grime for better inspection?
So,
That would just make more mud.
so
True.
I'll
Bad
say
idea.
that you, if you're gonna do that, I'll say that you take your water skin out. That you should have, I believe. I believe that's in your pack by default. And let me just double check on that one.
I mean, I have water skin.
Well, okay, so we'll say for this one, because you definitely have one, that you empty out Delsin's water skin to try and clean away the grime and the blood and everything, which you then promptly refill with Create Destroy Water.
That works.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Now I shall investigate the body.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you all have water skins, so you can use that to create and destroy water. There's a lot of blood.
Alright.
There's a lot of blood and guts, and you don't know the anatomy of these creatures, so you have absolutely no idea if there's anything useful. You are able to see like little bits of the carapax though that have now that it doesn't have muscles holding it together, kind of gets pulled off a bit more. Evelyn, you find the Nemesis, all you succeed in doing is getting your gauntlets grinding again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Evelyn, you don't find anything in the last baby that was killed, mostly because it is basically paste. But searching on the adult one, the mother one, you do find it's what appears to be. It has these spikes just underneath the carapace. There's most of them have been broken due to the battle, but you are able to pull out 2 or 3 of them, and they're essentially pure bone almost, and incredibly sharp.
You said there were 2 or 3 left?
You were able to get, I would say because you rolled that much, I'd say you were able to find 3 of them that were in a good enough state, and you were able to just like kind of pull them off the body.
You now have 3 basically bone daggers, don't you?
They're more javelins than anything.
Alright,
Bone saw.
So I guess we'll bring them along.
All right.
is that like gonna be our proof?
You have no idea.
Should we try to cut off one of the big one's legs?
Yeah, I was gonna say like take a leg. Because its head is not really looking great.
You know, it doesn't have a head anymore.
Yeah.
It had a head. It's gone now. So.
Well, at least you got rid of the problem.
So I'll say for this, you can
the guts on my hammer.
Yeah. I'll say that you can essentially kind of figure that maybe like one of the claws that it has or the legs would be sufficient, as it's not something that it would typically lose in a battle. Like the spiked like bones, they seem like something that would either be used like defensively or even as a projectile.
Okay, so we need to slice this at the joint, then we need to twist.
Make a strength check.
Nemesis.
Make a strength.
Did you do this?
Whoever's doing it, make a strength check.
Okay. Alright then. Hold on.
So you actually grab one of its front claws, and holding on to where its shoulder is, you pull slightly before you all hear a very loud snap. Now see, the sudden like loss of resistance sends you tumbling back a bit, and as you fall, but you now have a Krufix claw.
Yay me.
All nice and dirty.
With my blood on it.
Yeah, the last thing that hit. Well, it's got blood and dirt on the tip of it as it's trying to burrow in, but a lot of blood.
Yeah.
This was the worst decision of my life.
We should probably get.
You suddenly start to hear the sound of some crumbling, and you look as the dust that had been pouring from the pillar to your left starts to increase more, and you start hearing.
Well,
I think
Yeah.
shall we run quickly?
Yeah.
Let's.
You to leave. Still haven't found that nasty pigeon.
That is true.
So
Forget the
you very
pigeon.
quickly run. You very quickly start to retrace your steps. After walking through to the point where it's uneventful the entire way through, but when you start to see the light from outside coming through, you suddenly hear a large crash behind you, and the ground shakes violently for a few seconds. After a little bit, as you turn around, you can see, even with the light, a now much slower, but you assume at the epicenter it was very fast moving. You see a large cloud of dust just start coming towards you. Eventually, you continue on the rest of the way and make your way out of the mine shaft, where you can see most of those miners still looking there, although many of them have now covered by the entrance of the cave due to the shaking. And you can see Lima there as well. And as you walk out carrying the claw of the adult, you see a smile break across her face as she runs up to you. Oh, well, I didn't think you'd be able to do it, but holy shit!
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to use that mine anymore. Not that you were really using it anyways.
Ah, it's
It
fine.
only took me getting impaled very badly, but I got better.
Well, that's the nature of the job, ain't it? Claudia told you what you're getting into, and, well, you got into it, alright. You look like shite, by the way.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Well then, we'll just, whew. Well, I guess that means your job's done then. Alright, lads, go back in. And the other miners, like, some of them rather clearly irritated that they now have to get back to work, start to walk in. You see several of them putting, like, several bits of clothing around their mouth just for the dust that's coming out.
Can I stop one of them?
Yep, sure. So you
Hi-ho.
stop one of them.
Hi-ho.
It's actually a you realize once it he takes off the hood, you actually see it's actually a tiefling with rather pale white skin. His horns kind of starting on the side of his head and curving backwards slightly.
Ram horn.
Yeah, essentially like a ram horn, but more not so much sticking out and more kind of going back. Like it stays close to his skull, basically. So you stop him.
Can I ask you a favor?
Sure.
I lost my pigeon in the mines. He's very cute, white, a couple of speckles, like 4 or 5 speckles on his left cheek. If you find him, can you bring him back to town for me?
Sure.
Thank you.
He's dead, Jim.
And just walks in looking a little bit confused. So, as you all get around Lima again, it's like, well, okay, so here is the confirmation that we have to do, and hands you, Nancy, the paper. And rolling out, it does basically, it's in summary, it just basically says that you have completed your duties in full, and you can, and it basically just confirmed that you had done what was needed as your job said. If you go ahead and give that claw to Claudia, I'm sure that she can use it for the guild or something like that. Might give you a bit more for it too. I don't want to see that. Ugh.
Cue West Clear theme.
Da 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 da.
We would like our payment, please.
Oh, it's Claudia that gives you it. You're meant to give her the parchment and then she pays you.
Yep. And that means that we have to go in.
Okay, we'll go over there.
then I guess we head to the building of pigeons.
Back to the the plane hunters.
Pigeon Hub. Pigeon
Yep.
Hub.
So this is what it's like when dungeon masters make a name for things. Okay. All right. So you bid Lima farewell, who starts walking back into the tunnel, and you begin heading back to the plane hunters' headquarters. You get a lot of people staring at you because you are essentially walking about with a big claw slung over one of your shoulders. So it does turn a few heads. Eventually, after about 5 or 10 minutes or so, you re-enter the plane hunters' headquarters. The 3 people that were there originally aren't there anymore, but there are another 2 that are sitting, 2 different people. And you can see Claudia is speaking with another person, a human, on just to the side. At that, once she knows you're coming in, she just gestures for the human to just move away a bit and just goes, "Hello, yes. Ah, well, I see you had a good hunt."
Timothy
Well-
just kind of puts the claw down on her desk.
All right. And you see...
I wouldn't say it was good.
Ah, well, you know what it's like. You get a job, and you watch as she, one-handed, lifts up the claw and just places it on the other side, on her side of the desk. You do one hunt, and it ends up like hell sometimes. I should know. At that point, she just kind of points to her charred face. Got an argument with a dragon in my youth. Still one, though.
I feel very... No.
Still feel very what now? You cut out there for a second.
I feel very inadequate now.
Ah, don't worry about it. I've been doing this. Whew. Well, your grandparents were probably still newborns when I started.
My dad was probably still alive back then too.
God, you're just full of angst.
Do we need to stab you with the stabby stuff?
The only way we can get more angsty is for him to go, "Huh, nothing personnel, kid."
Oh my god.
Come on, it's not that crazy. Should see some of the other stuff I can voice. Anyway, well, if that's the case, do you have the confirmation that you have done the job?
Didn't I just give her the claw?
But
For like proof?
yeah, Lima had also given you a letter confirming it, though.
Yes, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give her the letter then.
Okay, and you just watch as she gets what you originally think is a pair of glasses, but it's actually more of a monocle. Confirmation. Right, yep, that's good. And I can see here that she wanted also payment, or to give you all the equivalent payment for the claw. Okay, just give me a second. She ducks underneath the desk for a few seconds before pulling out a bag. Let's see, so that is 40 gold for the job. So that is 10 for each of you, and just place it down on the counter. And you watch as she lifts up the claw and just gives it a good look over. It's a little damaged, but we can make use of that. We'll go with... yeah. And she, once again, reaches down and just places an extra 5 gold on top. 5 gold for the claw, and obviously 40 for a job well done.
Five gold. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't claws, even in this state, go normally for at least 30?
Well, that would be if you're giving it to somebody that would use it for more decorative purposes. Anything that you give to the guild is at a much reduced price. However, that reduced buying price that we have can also be put towards your own serve equipment. Guild members only, mind you, but it can happen. You can probably find a trader for this claw if you wish, but with the plain hunters you do have a guarantee. We tend to use all parts of creatures.
You intend to use them all for what?
Well,
Obviously a steal.
Well, these claws are incredibly sharp, as you no doubt could tell in your battle, able to cut through leather and on occasion cause quite serious damage to plate mail armor. We can use this for various things: wood cutting, tilling of fields. We know some people that use them as makeshift war picks. We can use them as grindstones. The sharpness and its sturdiness.
So what you're saying is that you can make much more of a profit off of these than we are currently getting.
Yes and no. Anything that the guild makes is strictly available only to guild members. Not to mention that it's the only place at your... We don't sell these things for our own profit. We sell them to guild members to assist them.
Well, I think that could still warrant a little more gold.
I
Should I roll
think
persuasion?
it sounds like a big con to me. You owe us more gold for this claw.
I could see if my own guild may have some more to use for it. Especially since you mentioned carpentry.
I thought your guild was an alchemist.
It is, though we do know some carpenters.
Was...
I mean, we have to build somehow, and it's not like we can magic up houses.
Wonders again. Alright, but should we roll persuasion for this since we're haggling?
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I get one as well? Or...
Ooh.
Yep.
No.
Wow.
Well, she takes another look. She takes another look at the claw, and then looks back at specifically you, Nemesis, and says, "Final offer will be," and she reaches onto the table and puts down 5 gold. 10 gold. This needs to be treated. It needs to be manufactured. It's not a case of you stick it on a stick and it's fine. 10 gold is as much as I'm asking. If you don't want that, I will simply give you the claw back.
Kind of turn to the group and see if they accept this or not.
Well,
It's better than nothing.
yeah, it's something.
Alright, so in the addition of giving the claw to the guild, that would bring the total to 50 gold between the 4 of you. And with that, the job is officially done. And you watch as she goes over to essentially it's kind of like the shoe racks that you see in bowling alleys, except there's parchment in there, and you watch as she just pulls one out and then just casually throws it into the fire that's nearby. Right, so if you wish for any more jobs, you can obviously get them here if you wish to join the guild. I'm obviously here to assist on that. Beyond that, is there anything else that you need?
So, I'm doing that.
By any chance, do you happen to have any medicinal herbs?
We do have some potions, but they're only for guild members. As I said, many of the things that we offer for sale is only for guild members. We offer some services for non-guild members when necessary, but means of healing are not one of them.
Okay, so we each get 12 gold, and then one gets an extra gold.
Can I talk to that woman in private?
Talk to the who now? The what now?
The guild lady.
That's who you're talking to right now.
Can I talk to you in private for 5 minutes?
Sure. And just kind of beckons you closer towards where the pigeons are. Still, she's still on her side, but yeah, she's just listening. Yes?
Do you happen to have seen a paladin come by anytime soon?
We tend to get a few travelers. Do you know... We have had one or two travelers bearing various holy symbols over the past couple of weeks. Unfortunately, they were just passing through for the most part. All I know is that they went a bit more... Last direction I saw, they were a bit more inland.
Okay. So, you didn't stop by?
Not that... we did have one or two. I mean, is there someone you're particularly looking for, or...?
Yeah, I'm looking for a paladin. One person.
One person. So, traveling alone, with a male, female, human, dwarf?
Human, female.
Sorry, the only people that we've had that have arrived here recently, they were male paladins, and one of them wasn't even a human. So, I'm sorry.
Okay, maybe just sighs and walks away.
And Claudia walks back to the rest of you. Anything else then?
If I were to make some potions and sell them to you, what might the price be?
Try to understand that where with the Plain Hunters line of work, many of those that try to become Plain Hunters Oh, I got echo here.
Oh dear.
Echo! Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Many of those that try to become Plain Hunters don't make it back. As such, we have to be sparing with what we buy and what we sell. I mean, you can say what you will about our business ethic, but at the end of the day, the Plain Hunters stands to prevent Jirhan becoming overrun with these creatures. So we would admittedly probably try to get it off you for a cheaper price than most merchants would. It's not a case of us trying to swindle you out of money, it's a case of we just can't spend a large amount of money on something that isn't a guarantee. In addition, even though we're a guild, it's not similar to, say, your guild. Essentially, you're a free agent. You're a sellsword, you're a mercenary, and we're just the third party in it.
I see that. Well, good to know at least.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the Plain Hunters will always appreciate someone willing to give things for them. But we are non-profit, we only make money basically off what our guild members buy from us, and various ingredients that we might have to sell when times are dire. So you have to understand why we have to be a little bit of a penny pincher.
That I do. Considering my own family basically lived on farming.
Then you
After
kind
my
of
father.
basically the same idea, except replace farming with fighting creatures that can cause the end to yourself, your party, your friends, your family, or the entire continent.
Yes.
Alright, then I think that Nemesi's just kind of done, and she's probably just going to try to go back to the inn for a bath while they're, trying to chat it up.
Alrighty. So, as you leave, you hear Claudia just shout, "Thank you again for doing the Plain Hunters a service."
If I come back for a job, it better not be as disgusting.
Wrong line of work if that's what you're looking for, miss.
She doesn't care. She doesn't know.
I mean, she doesn't care because this is the nature of the Plain Hunters.
Yeah.
I put garlic powder, chili powder, and pepper. Wait.
Alright. So, was someone speaking there, or was that just background noise? Because I can't tell.
It's my sister.
Ah, right, gotcha.
Stop it.
Alright, so, with that, as you have met together and have taken part in your first job, mostly because I didn't plan it this far ahead, we're going to call it good for this session, but it's roughly about the same length as the session normally is anyway, 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
So that is the end of the session. Yeah, I had a bit more stuff planned for that, but you guys skipped straight through to the hunting.
Hooray!
Hooray! Hooray! One of you nearly
Or-
died. Oh, that was horrible.
We'll be back there soon enough, probably.
Yeah, we'll probably end up running into
The hunters,
And-
the plain hunters, are always looking for brave volunteers.
And we do have a reason to come back for our pigeon.
For that goddamn pigeon.
Yeah.
You're going to love that pigeon.
Yeah, when I initially was trying to plan a hunting guild, I got partway through it, and then I'm just there like, wait, no, this just sounds like Monster Hunter right now. Shit.
That
Good for
works
you, I
fine.
actually love Monster Hunter games.
I've only played a bit of the old ones. I'll have to play World when it comes out on PC.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so it's a bit of a shame that Shakes didn't show up. It's fine. He already told me where his character starts out with, so it's fine.
Huh.
He probably got caught up with something. Okay, so it will be same time next week, and I'll actually make sure to have all my music and shit sorted.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Yep. Because I completely forgot to mention it. If you guys have any particular bit of art that you want for your tokens, let me know, and I'll be able to update it, or you can update it yourself on your character sheets if you get them.
I think Anna sent
How
the
do you update?
general one
So
to you.
so if you open your character sheet,
I want to update mine.
if you open your character sheet, there's a button that says Edit, and then it's got Avatar and Selected Token.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and so you just upload what you want on there, and it'll
I'll
update
do
for you.
that later then.
Okay. Yeah, so I see the picture that they've got. I said, if you've got an icon in particular for yourself, then you're free to add it yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
still need to actually draw this.
that was good. That was fun, even if I did kind of stumble on a few sections. Like I think I dropped the voice and such, and at least I was able to.
Always fine.
Yeah. And it's good to get back into the voice acting scene again. Honestly, I have been neglecting that the past week or so.
Yeah.
One day I will find an excuse to use the Mr. Burns voice. Smithers, who is this bumbling buffoon? That would be a group of Plain Hunters, sir. Plain Hunters, sir? Excellent. Excellent.
I want to see Gilmore and Victor.
No,
I don't think I can actually do a decent Victor voice.
Wait, I do know you. You've been here before. Repeat customer. Not a mere nuisance. This is my mine I'm building. Learn from my mistakes.
My mistakes.
Learn from my mistakes.
Exactly.
And of course, Gilmore, it's just like, well, of course, he's much more suave and low-pitched and all that stuff. Something which I need practice with, of course. But it'll be fun when I eventually get around to it. It turns out that frickin' I thought it'd be fine today, but it turns out my parents are going to a casino. Even though Mum's got a fractured finger. Lucky her. Unlucky her.
Yep. I has done my...
You've got a fucked up foot.
I now has a picture.
Please no! I'd rather not.
Alrighty guys, I have some things to be doing now, so I shall be seeing you later.
Alright, so next session will be same bat time, same bat channel. And hopefully Shakes will be here this time.
Are we going to be
Probably
fighting giant bats?
Yeah, I'll yell at him.
I don't...
Oh, I'd love to fight giant bats.
I...
Ooh, you know what would be even better?
That
If
sounds
we fought a
horrible.
barbarian who was wearing a giant bat as a cloak...
Ooh, that reminds me. I will put the playlist of the first campaign that I did that Blaze was there, so you'll see what we mean when we say because Murdoch. It's hilarious.
I think I explained to Peach the story.
Well, I'll explain it now, but I'll also get the playlist for you guys, because I like to record these things. So, essentially, what happened is we did a homebrew of Skyrim, my own homebrew, first time I was Dungeon Master ever, and they were in, essentially, the tutorial battle against 3 mooks and then a boss, which comes later on. One of the mooks was called Murdoch. He was an orc barbarian. Blaze here tried to sneak past him, got spotted, and then Murdoch casually one-shotted him into unconsciousness. And the real kicker for this is that out of all of the enemies that they fought in that first fight, they badly wounded one of them, they killed the other one. Murdoch Murdoch lasted an age against all of them, basically taking all 3, it was 3 of them at that point, all 3 of them on, and then the boss came in and they one-shot the boss. Murdoch did more damage against a bard, a paladin, and a wizard than the actual boss, who was a homebrewed class in heavy armor, one-shotted. As I said, I will find the I will get the playlist, and you can enjoy. Obviously, it lasted a while. The actual thing, there it is. I found it because I like to keep all my playlists. Well, I try to keep my playlists organized. There we go. The Elder Rolls is what I called it, or initially I called it the New BDM. 14 sessions in total. 15, technically. We did 0.5 at one point.
And that was also how I got my PTSD, if anything.
Well, yeah, that was when you fought them without nerfed stats, and fucking they wrecked you.